How about if I put on her dress and you kind of fogged it over and I could do the intro for her? Huh?
Or I'll move my lips and you can just talk.
Okay.
How's that? Okay.
Hi. How are you today? I'm fine. I sure would like for you to send me a fan letter and ask for a picture of me, because I have thousands and thousands of them sitting here in my office that I've been unable to get rid of. Ah, someone's calling right now to take one of my pictures.
That's Wayne Northrup. Wayne Northrup played my husband, Roman Brady, on Days of Our Lives for about 3 years. And Wayne and I had a running battle of practical jokes. Didn't stop for 3 complete years. And during the introduction to one of the moments on the video, Sherry Ingram invited Wayne to come by and never told me. Completely surprised me. Heard this crashing at the door. I thought the house was coming down. I was prepared for anything except Wayne Northrup.
Sherry tells me you're going for the all-time mini video here.
Yeah.
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 Don't have much material to fill this sucker up, huh? One thing I don't mind about coming in, really, I mean, seriously, and sitting in on this little tape of yours, is the fact that I can do whatever I want here, and I don't have to worry about that many people seeing it.
Wayne Northrup. 3 years I spent with that man. 3 years. We've come to one of my favorite parts of the tape now, because I get to take you to my house and show you around. There's a room that I love there. It's very special. Special things happen there. There's also somebody I want you to get to know. Come with me. We're going home. When I bought this house, I wasn't sure what to do with it, so I moved in with nothing but a bed and a bureau and a television set. And I let the house model itself. And one of the most wonderful things about this house is it did a great job. One of my very favorite things is to light a fire in the fireplace and have all the animals lying around the rug and around the sofas, and just sit there and read or visit or look at my lines. The second year I was on Days of Our Lives, I got a letter from a man in Chester, Pennsylvania. And that letter touched me. And I wrote him back, and he wrote me back, and I wrote him back, and he wrote me back. And we became very dear and loving friends. And his name was H. Weston Taylor. On May 11th, he was to have a birthday, and he was to turn 97 years old. So I went to see him. The things that I love most in this room are 6 pieces of H. Weston Taylor's art. The wonderful thing about these paintings is that Weston was a romantic. He was a complete, hopeless, thorough romantic. One of my very favorite paintings hangs over my fireplace. It's on charcoals. And Weston called it The Sleeping Beauty. On the south wall, that is one of the 2 self-portraits of Weston in the world. I happen to have them both. It's a picture of a man in New York in front of that grand cathedral, and he's looking over his shoulder at a woman who is very, very dandy. He's just watching her walk by. I think she knows he's watching her. That's Weston. It was close to his 98th birthday, and I called the day before I was to leave to go and see him again. And his son answered the phone. So you know how the story goes. Weston had died. I'd spoken to him the night that he died, and We talked about our friendship, what we meant to each other, how much we loved each other. And he had sent me a number of his paintings, and the family had sent me some. And I had them framed, and I put them in this room. And this story goes on. I began meditating about a year later, and I would meditate for some strange reason in this room. And I felt such comfort here, and such strength, and such goodness. And I had a friend who had psychic powers, and she came by one day, and I said I had this incredible feeling of safety when I meditate in this room. And she came in here and she said, your guide lives in this room. I said, oh, what can you tell me about him? And she said, well, you knew him when he was alive, and you loved him very much, and he loved you very much. And then I knew, of course, who it was. A lot of things have happened in this room. I had a photo session one afternoon with a man who was taking the pictures, and a woman, his wife, who was lighting the pictures. And we shot for several hours that afternoon. And several days later, I went to see the pictures. And when I spoke to the man, he said his wife had been very afraid the pictures would not come out. And I asked her why. And she said, because when we were shooting you in that room, a large beam of light came off the picture over your fireplace and followed you all around the room. Can you imagine that? Now you know why we call it a living room.